Okay, so during the lesson, we have learned how to evaluate how many tricks we can win based on the number of points that we have. So let's look at this hand. We are sitting in south at the bottom and our partner in north. We start by counting the points. Okay, so I can see in my hand in south, the king of spades is 3 points, ace of hearts is 4, 7. King of club is 3 points, 10, and the king jack of diamonds, 4 more points, which is 14 points. Let's look at the partner's hand, which we can see in north. 4 for the ace of spades, 3 for the king of hearts is 7, 4 more for the ace of club, 11, and 2 more for the queen of diamond, 13. So altogether now, 14 and 13, we have 27 points combined. Okay, remember there are 40 points in the pack, which means the opponents will have 13 points and we have a substantial advantage. We estimate roughly to win 9 tricks. Okay, after we have decided how many tricks we are likely to get, now let's see if we can actually win those tricks. Remember that if I made the contract, if I bid for the 9 tricks sitting in south, the player on my left, which means in west, will start with the first card, and they choose to start with the jack of spades. So the game starts, jack of spades was led, and we are starting to look at the cards and try to think, how can we win our tricks? So let's see, in spades, we have very easy 2 tricks with the ace of spades and the king of spades. So we can definitely win 2 here. In the hard suit, we can win also the ace and the king. And look at the clubs, the same. Ace of club on the dummy in north and king of club in my hand. So 2 more tricks. So that's 6 tricks that we can win very easily. But we wanted to win 9. Let's look at the diamond suit, which is a bit more complex. We don't have the ace of diamond, which means one of the opponents must have the ace of diamonds, but we do have the king and the queen and the jack, and even the 10 and the 9, which could be helpful. So what do you think? If we don't play the diamonds, we are not going to lose to the ace. But on the other hand, if we don't lose to the ace of diamonds, we won't be able to win any tricks in that suit. Imagine what happens if the ace of diamonds was already played by the opponents. They will win a trick, which might be a bit painful, but on the other hand, once this ace of diamond is gone from the game, we could win with our remaining high cards. We have the king, we have the queen, we have the jack, we have the 10. We probably have to sacrifice one of them, because otherwise the opponents might not use the ace. But the remaining will basically become tricks. That's what we refer in bridge as a sequence. It's a very good way to create new tricks. Now, many people would be very tempted to win the ace of spades and the king of hearts and the king of spades and the ace of club and the king of club and the ace of hearts, all those tricks. But if we do that, we might find ourselves in trouble at the point where the opponents win the ace of diamonds. Because if we don't have those aces and kings, the opponents can easily win their queens and jacks or tens, and we basically won't have anything to do against it. Therefore, the smarter thing to do would be, believe it or not, to start with the diamond suit, even though we have to lose. Remember, we are not losing because we want to lose. We are losing because we want to win the remaining diamonds. So let's see how can we implement it. Okay, let's say I follow with the 3 of spades in the goal to win the king in my hand, for instance. Okay, and after winning my king of spades, I go directly to the diamond suit. I'm not tempted to play any of my high cards, as tempting as it might be. Believe me, we can win those tricks later. We want to keep them because when the opponents win the ace of diamonds and they play something else, we will have high cards to defend ourselves. Now, which card shall we use? We want to make sure the ace of diamond is going out, is used by the opponents. Okay, so we must use a high card. We don't want to use a low card in case the opponents win with, let's say, the 8 or the 7, which means we cannot then win our tricks. I can use my king or jack if I wanted, or I can play a low card and play, let's say, the 10 or the queen from the dummy. Any of those cards could do would be strong enough to take out the opponent's ace. So let's try. Let's say you're playing a low card. Okay, you could, when you'll play it, you can of course choose something else. It's not a problem as long as you play one of your high cards. Let's go with the 10. Okay, remember, we have the jack, we have the queen, we have the king. They cannot win with anything but the ace. Okay, so the opponent wins the ace of diamond. You might be a little bit sad that you lost the trick, but look at the bright side. You now have established, okay, that's a term in bridge, or created 3 tricks. The king of diamond, the queen of diamond, and the jack of diamond all became now what we refer to in bridge as winners or tricks, certain tricks. Okay, now the opponent, of course, can do whatever they want, okay? But imagine they play club. Do we have a problem? No, we have the king, we have the ace, we can easily win. Imagine they play a heart. Do we have a problem? No, we can easily win. We have the ace and we have the king. Even if they play spades, which they might do because they started with that suit here, that's what they're doing, we still have the ace of spades, very simple to allow us to go back and basically decide whatever we want to do after winning the ace of spades. Now, of course, after winning my ace of spades, I want to claim my well-earned tricks in the diamond suit. So I can play the queen and win it towards the 6. I can play low, let's say, towards my king on the other side. Any way that you'll choose to do it will be absolutely fine. Here the same, I can use my jack to win towards the 9 on the table. Already you see that West ran out of diamonds. Okay, we also had the majority of the diamonds, so the opponents are likely to run out of that suit earlier than us, of course. And now, of course, my last diamond. At this point, the opponents have no more diamonds at all. So we can, well, could have theoretically won even if the card was lower. But of course, when we have the queen, knowing that the ace and the king and all the high cards are gone, we win simply with the queen of diamond. And now all is left is to claim the remaining tricks. We had 6, ace, key, 2 in each suit apart from diamonds, and we created 3 more in the diamond suit, which will lead us to win very easily 9 tricks. That's just it. So I'm just claiming my tricks now. That's the easy part. You just win your master cards, aces and kings. That's always very easy and very satisfying, I assume. And that's it. Once I won my contract, I'm happy, hopefully. Okay, that's it for today. Thank you very much for watching. From here, of course, the rest of the tricks we have to lose because the opponents, as you can see, kept their queens and jacks and the remaining high cards in those suits. So there is nothing we can do to win more tricks here. But as mentioned, we did make our contract, and that's, of course, what we wanted. Okay, thank you.